Five news stories for you, a few updates on Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia is withdrawing some of its troops. Some of its western and southern units are being pulled back by Russia. Secondly, Ethiopian Red Cross today released a statement. It says that two of its vehicles were taken away forcibly in western Oromia. Where did this incident happen in western Oromia? Who took away these vehicles? Oromo Liberation Army or government forces? Thirdly, viewers, Ethiopian House of People's Representatives today voted to lift national emergency. 63 MPs opposed the lifting of this emergency. Fourthly, a human rights activist who was in prison, I think he's from Tigray, he has been released. And lastly, diaspora from Somali region of Ethiopia is meeting in the US as new political developments are being seen in the region. Somali diaspora is also holding a meeting in the US. Firstly, viewers, Ukraine-Russia conflict. Russia has announced to withdraw some of its troops. Ministry of Defense of Russia says that some of its western and southern units are being pulled back as they have completed their military drills. Ukraine has responded to this move of Russia. You know that last night I told you about a statement by Zelensky, Ukrainian president. He had said that Russia would invade Ukraine on the 16th of February. Now, Ukraine says in response to Russian announcement to withdraw its troops that Ukraine and its Western allies have stopped Russian aggression. Secondly, viewers, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is in Moscow. He is holding a meeting with Vladimir Putin. Now, we know that Germany is a key player in this conflict because Germany is Russia's partner in Nord Stream gas pipeline. The project has been completed. Russia is due to start exporting its natural gas to Europe, to Germany. The project has been completed, and we do know that the US has been opposing this project. So Olaf Scholz is in Russia. He has a leverage because the pipeline has not been opened so far, but it's about to be opened in coming days. So while Olaf Scholz is in Russia, Russia has withdrawn some of its troops from some areas close to Ukrainian border. And lastly, viewers, last update is that Russian Parliament State Duma today adopted a resolution to recognize LPR and DPR, Luhansk People's Republic and Donetsk People's Republic, the two self-declared countries in Donbas zone of Ukraine. The resolution has been sent to President Putin, who will make the final decision. If Russia recognizes LPR and DPR as independent countries, it could lead to more tension between Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine says that DPR, LPR are no countries, rather Donbas region, entire region is part of Ukraine. Overall, we can say that tensions seem to be declining now. Diplomacy is working, but Russia still have tens of thousands of its troops deployed close to Ukraine. Secondly, viewers, we have a new story from Western Oromia. We know that there is a significant presence of Oromo Liberation Army in Western Oromia, in Kalamvalaga, in West Valaga. Ethiopian Red Cross Society has released a statement. The Ethiopian Red Cross Society says that two of its vehicles were taken by force in Kalam, Valaga. The Red Cross has shared license plate numbers of these two vehicles. Red Cross says that these two vehicles are not being used by the Red Cross now, and it is calling upon the attackers who took away these vehicles to return the vehicles. The Red Cross has not named anybody so far, any organization. Who took away these vehicles? It's not clear. In Kalam Valaga, there is a significant presence of Oromo Liberation Army, but we do know that in Kalam Valaga, government forces pushed OLA out of Gidami a few days ago. So there is presence of both forces here, both players, not forces, both parties. There is presence of Oromo Liberation Army, there is presence of Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopian Federal Police, Oromia Regional Force, Oromia Special Force. Who took away these vehicles? It's not clear. The Red Cross is not naming anybody. Thirdly, viewers, Ethiopia has lifted national emergency today. Formally, Ethiopia has lifted national emergency. It was imposed at the start of November last year when Tigray forces were advancing towards Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa. Voting was held at Ethiopian House of People's Representatives today, and 312 were total votes cast today by the MPs. Interestingly, 63 members opposed the lifting of this emergency. 21 abstained from voting. It means around 25% of Ethiopian House of People Representative opposed lifting of emergency. Some members of parliament delivered speeches and they said fighting is going on in Afar. Situation is not peaceful in Oromia and BG. That is why national emergency should not be lifted. But you see that majority has voted in support of its lifting. That is why national emergency has been lifted today in Ethiopia. The cases which were registered under national emergency proclamation, the investigation will be completed in 1 month. Then judiciary will complete its task of dealing with these cases filed under national emergency proclamation. Fourthly, viewers, a human rights activist who was taken into custody last year has been released by Ethiopian government. Kalie Belle Naga is the name of the person. I think he is Tigrayan. He was taken into custody last year. We know that thousands of Tigrayans are still in custody. They are in detention. They're being kept at detention camps in several places, different places in Addis Ababa, in Oromia. And calls are being made for the release of all these prisoners. Lastly, viewers, Somali diaspora is going to organize, going to hold a meeting in the US. We do know that in the Somali region, political tensions are rising. Yesterday, the regional government of Somali region accused some forces to overthrow the government. People sent me messages, Sajid, there is a coup in Somali region. Why aren't you talking about that? There wasn't any coup in the region. Somali region just issued a statement saying that some forces, means some players, were trying to change the government. They were trying to seize power. So it was not that the region was saying there was a coup in the region. The statement of Somali regional government was misinterpreted by some viewers, by some sections of media as well. Now, Somali diaspora is organizing in the US, and they say that Mustafa Umar's government is not performing well. There are corruption allegations. Influence of Amhara leaders is increasing in Amhara region, and drought is not being efficiently handled. That is why they have called a meeting. We might see some meetings in support of Mustafa Umar's government as well. Let's see. We'll try to update you once this meeting is held. Who are the participants? Because once one party holds meetings in the US, you see opposite party then come into picture as well. So far, Mustafa Umar's opponents are going to hold a meeting in the US. Will keep you updated. Thank you for watching.